So let's start today with the cash crop. What is a cash crop? Which is grown basically for the purpose of sale and it is not being used or consumed by the particular grower. These cash crops act as a raw material for the agro-based industries also. They provide money to the farmers. The main cash crops we have sugarcane, cotton, jute, tea, coffee, tobacco and rubber. In this particular reduced syllabus, we'll have sugarcane in this chapter, which is belonging to a grass family. It is 3.5 meter in height. Sugar is normally stored in the stem of the sugarcane. The temperature conditions is needed is 20 to 26 degrees Celsius. Frost is harmful for the growth of sugarcane. Rainfall, it grows in the tropical region, therefore requires 100 to 150 centimeter of rainfall, well distributed throughout the year. Irrigation is necessary in those areas where the rainfall is less. In areas higher rainfall during the long dry spells, the sucrose content it decreases if heavy rain continue for a long and rainfall deficiency produces a fibrous crop. You have to remember this. The sucrose, the sugary content in the crop gets decreased because of the heavy rainfall for a long period of time, and due to that it produces only the fibrous crop. No juicy, it's not much juicy. A slightly dry sunny weather is necessary during the ripening stage. Now, sugarcane is grown on a well-drained alluvial soil, heavy loams or lava soil. Therefore, it is largely grown on Ganga plains, Great Plains, on black soils also, brown and reddish loams, laterite soil of peninsular India. Sugarcane exhausts the fertility of the soil, hence the soil is supplemented with the manures, fertilizers and nitrogenous fertilizers too. Now, there are the methods for the growth of cultivation. First is the sowing period. It's a labor intensive method. The crop is kept weed free and irrigated frequently. Then we have the set method. New canes are usually planted by taking the cuttings from the older stock, and these cuttings are known as sets. These sets quickly become established, and after a few days buds sprout out of it like nodules. Okay, and then 4 or 5 stalks grow from each cutting. Okay, the sugarcane takes anything around 8 months for the maturation. Then we have the rattoning method. During the first harvest, the sugarcane is cut, leaving a little bit of stalk in the soil with roots. The stalk soon puts out new shoots or ratoons. The second or any other successive crop obtained from the roots of the leftover is called a ratoon. So the leftover crop, the crop which grows from the leftover area is called a ratoon. Sugarcane is perennial crop, perennial in the sense all throughout it needs the water, and in theory the same plants could continue to produce canes for many years. It needs water, and perennial means throughout the year it grows. This is not done because the yield from each successive ratoon crop is lesser than the previous one. After 2 or 3 ratoons, the old the roots are no longer economical and new sets must be planted. There are various advantages of ratooning also. Crop need not be planted again. It saves labor. The ratoon matures early. This method is cheaper as compared to the other methods. Disadvantages: the cane becomes thinner and thinner. Sucrose content gets reduced. There is more risk of pests and diseases in this. Now, sugarcane by the seeds. Sugarcane can be planted by seeds, but this method has become obsolete nowadays. It is practiced in only those states where yield is not very high. So it's planted in furrows and covered with soil. Enough distance between the rows has been kept, okay, for hoeing and weeding. Harvesting is done. In the northern India, it's before winter, protects from frost. The crop cut by the hand using sickle. The stalks must be cut near as possible to the ground because the greatest accumulation of sucrose is in the base of the sugarcane. The cane harvest and crushing operation begin in October and November. Processing: after harvesting, the canes are taken quickly to the mill. Within 24 hours, they have been processed and preserved the sugar content out of it. Distribution: the major regions that we have: Satluj, Ganga plain, black soil area of Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Northern India, geographic northern India states are chief suppliers of sugarcane. We have Bihar, we have Punjab, large sugarcane growing tract, especially in Satluj, Ganga plain. This is because of the fertile alluvium. Why they are grown there? Because of the fertile alluvium is renewed every year by numerous mountain streams flowing in this area. The water replenishes the particular land and adds to the fertility of the soil. Sufficient high temperatures, rainfall and availability of high water level is easily is used for irrigation also in India. Then in South India we have Tamil Nadu basically. For the growth, we have Uttar Pradesh occupies the other areas, followed by Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, etc. There are also various problems which have been faced by this is the most important thing which has been always asked. Problem faced by the sugar cultivators. Soil exhaustive capacity the crop is having. The farms are far more away from the mills, so the delay of the crop leads to the decrease in the sucrose content. The cost of transportation increases, the cost of production also increases due to that. The crop is an annual crop and therefore the farmers has to just depend upon one crop. No additional income they are getting out of it. It requires high input irrigation means. The price is fixed by the government, which is the most time not profitable for the farmers. Now what is the role of the government in solving farmers' problem? Cooperative societies have been set up by the government to help the farmers. Rural credit banking facilities are being provided in which they provide loan to the farmers so that they can use some good products for the growth of such kind of crop, and better irrigation means can be developed through the loans which can be provided to them by the regular irrigation provided to them. So this is all about the sugarcane that we have. Now next one that we will do is the cotton. Cotton is also one of the cash crop. It is raised as a kharif crop. Cotton requires uniformly high temperature between 21 to 30 degree and it thrives very well on the black soil. Basically Maharashtra is the growing largest amount of cotton into it. Rainfall 50 to 75 centimeter. Soil, as I told you, black soil very much used here. Gujarat is considered ideal for crop cultivation, cotton cultivation. Beside this, fairly large measures of alluvial soil in Great Plains, red and laterite soil are also suitable for the growth of the cotton. Sowing season is given. Some tillage manuring is necessary before the crop is sown. The seeds are grown by broadcasting methods or by drills. The duration of the crop season is 6 to 8 months and it is a kharif crop. Then we have seen the harvesting here. Then we have processing. It is ginning. Ginning is done when after the cotton has been picked up by the hand, either by machine or by hand, it is ginned. It's a process by which the separate fibers or lint from the seeds are taken out and the short fibers or linters which are adhered to them. The cotton first goes through dryers and reduce the moisture content out of it, then through the cleaning equipment to remove the foreign matter. The cotton is then air conveyed to gin standards with circular spores, spool and the lint. The lint are washed, combed and there are being mass of fibers known as silver. It's fed with spindles and spun to make cotton yarn. There are various varieties of cotton. We have long staple cotton, superior staple cotton, superior medium staple cotton, medium staple and short staple. Normally, the chief cotton growing areas in India is northwestern part of India. Fertile black cotton soil are available there. The central and southern part of Deccan, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Upper Ganga. So Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, they also supply this kind of a crop. So that was all about the cotton that we have. Now you can see that we have tea also. We are not having coffee, but we have tea. Tea is also regarded as the cash crop. Climatic conditions that we require here is 24 to 30 degrees Celsius. When the maximum temperature is shade falls, rainfall, tea plants grow well in a humid region. It cannot stand long spells of dry weather. Normally they are being grown on the terraced land, remember that. 150 centimeter of rainfall is needed. The annual average rainfall is between 125 to 375. While we have Duars and Darjeeling districts ranges there, we get 250 to 500 centimeters of rainfall. Soil, well drained, variable loams, forest land rich in organic matter. It should be gently rolled so as to prevent water logging. Water logging is very harmful for the crop. Therefore, to avoid water logging, the tea is grown on hill slope. Terrace farming has been done. Okay, that kind of plantation has been done. Nitrogenous fertilizers like ammonium sulfate increases the yield of the crop. There are methods of cultivation also. Okay, we have from seeds. Tea plants can be raised from the scattering of the seeds, high quality seeds. From cuttings, the shrubs can also be grown in nursery from cutting. That is called clonal planting method of propagation of tea. When the saplings are 20 centimeter high, like we have done in the transplantation method of rice. Here in the tree garden, they have been transplanted. They are set up on hill slopes because of high altitude provides the required climatic conditions very suitable for the growth of the tea here. Harvesting, plucking of leaves have been done by the hand. The lower elevation tea is picked even 10 days before the growing season. There are processing of tea. There are 4 types of tea. We have black tea, we have green tea, oolong tea, and brick tea. Uh, we have processing of black tea. We have withering, gathering of the leaves. They are dried. Then we have rolling, where the moisture has been taken up. Then fermentation reduces the amount of tannic acid. Then drying, so that the leaves over and over even until the black in the color. Then we have the blending to provide the various grades to the aroma to the tea tasters. Further blend the various grades of tea to give special aroma to the tea, like we have Tata tea, etc. Then we have green tea, we have oolong tea, we have brick tea, etc. So India has the largest area under the production of tea. We have basically Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala, and other states. Coffee is not the part of the your this thing here. So we normally have here cash crops that are we going to do is cotton, sugarcane, and tea. Even jute is also not there. Is it clear? So we finish it up. Just like see the video, and we'll discuss the answers in the next class. Thank you.